What is up, everybody? It's your girl Juice, and welcome to the Juice Box, where we're gonna get into a whole lot of shit. I don't even know. I'm just going with what my heart says. Go with it, girl. So today we're gonna do a review of Tyler Perry's new show, Divorced Sisters. And I don't know, I saw the first episode and I was like, Lord, have mercy, Jesus. I really feel like this show is gonna be another the haves and the have-nots. I could not get into Sisters. I wasn't consistent in it. It is not you, it's me, right? But this one, I don't think I'm gonna miss an episode. So I did a review and I want y'all to check it out with me. Give me your thoughts. Tell me what you think. I want to hear from you. But let's not prolong it. Let's get into it. So I want to start off with a summary of the show. Episode 1, titled The Pretty Lady. Geneva, Tiffany, and Rasheeda confront personal betrayals as tensions rise while preparing for a church banquet. And Naomi, she seeks revenge on her ex-husband amid her tumultuous child divorce. So Rasheeda, who's played by LaToya Luckett, who I love, is Jefferson's wife. Jefferson, or Jeff, is a preacher. Geneva is played by Kadeen Ellis, who is married to William. And I forgot to mention that Pastor Jeff is played by Devon Franklin. And William, who is Geneva's husband, is played by Ron Rico Lee. And everybody's doing a wonderful job in their acting skills, I'm telling you. So the scene starts off with Tiffany and Geneva going to pick up her daughter, her being Geneva's daughter, Anika, from school, while discussing Geneva's upcoming trip with her husband, William, to Italy. They're also discussing how Tiffany needs to begin dating again since she's been divorced from Jeff, her ex-husband, for 3 years now. They also discuss how Geneva was able to conceive Anika through IVF and how they were all rooting for her, especially Rasheeda, the pastor's wife. Now, in this scene, they are also talking about their crazy ass friend Naomi, who won a $37 million settlement from her ex-husband, Franklin, or Frank, who was actually taunting her, by the way, being a passive-aggressive a-hole. We'll get into that later. And Naomi's not over Frank, okay? Let me just say that she's trying to sue him for something as small as a parking spot. So, Naomi is not over Frank, and we'll get more into that later. Tiffany also senses there may be some hard times going on between Geneva and William, but Geneva's not giving her much information, and she just brushes that conversation off while they're in the car. Okay, the next scene goes to Rasheeda and her husband, Pastor Jeff. They are discussing the banquet coming up and the seating arrangements of said banquet. Jeff mentions that there may be another guest that wasn't added to the seating plan, and Rasheeda, already figuring that it's most likely Franklin, asks him, who's the mystery guest? And which he doesn't reveal, but she says, okay, as long as it's not Franklin, who is Naomi's ex-husband. He asks, why can't it be Franklin? She's like, you know damn well why it can't be Franklin. Naomi's coming. And he says, yeah, she needs to grow up because they are divorced. And he's one of the biggest donors in the city. So now they're going back and forth because she's like, well, Naomi's my friend. He's like, yeah, but he's a big investor. And Naomi gonna have to put her emotions to the side and put her big girl panties on and grow up. Rasheeda's pissed off, and Jeff tells her, I didn't say he was coming, but just in case, talk to your friend. And let me tell you something, Rasheeda has every reason to be worried and concerned about this mystery guest, because if it is Franklin, like she has a gut feeling it is, all hell is going to break loose at this church banquet, because Naomi ain't rap tight, and honestly, neither is Frank. While they're out in the hallway after the meeting, Rasheeda's also expressing to Jeff that she would appreciate it if he wouldn't undermine her or make fun of her or say rude shit to her in front of other people. Like, what the fuck is your problem, sir? Pastor, where's your kindness? Why did you treat me like this? And it's bothering Rasheeda, but I also feel like it's something going something else going on with Rasheeda and Pastor Jeff that has not come out yet. And when it comes to Rasheeda, who's played by Latoya Luckett, I feel like with her, still waters run deep. I feel like she could be real dangerous, and we might find out in later episodes. Mm-hmm. All right, real quick, we need to talk about Bridget. Bridget is another one of, she's part of the group of the friends. She also works as Rasheeda's assistant at the church. Bridget is dating a YN who she really need to let go of because he's a dusty ass broke that cannot keep a job. She done got him four jobs that he lost already. And the boss of his last job was basically telling her he fired the YN Dusty, whose name is Vaughn, by the way. And she need to let his ass go and get with a real man. I'm guessing he's talking about himself when he's talking to her. And he also told her, don't be mad when you see me at the banquet. And she was like, whatever, nigga. And hung up. And then proceeded to talk big SHIT under her breath about her dusty YN. We gonna call him YN. I'm trying my best not to cuss up here and say derogatory terms because, you know, YouTube be acting real funny. But y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what the words I'm saying because y'all ratchet just like me. But back to Bridget and her dusty ass YN. Okay, he getting on my nerves because now that he ain't got no job and nothing better to do, he trying to go to the bank with her. And she like, what? She don't want him to go because she know he ain't shit. But for some reason, Bridget don't have the nerve to tell him this. She need to tell him to stay home and look for another job that he can actually keep. Okay, he don't got time to be going to no banquets. All right, but Bridget, she ain't say that. Okay, those were just my thoughts. Cause I would have told him, you ain't going to no damn banquet with this dusty ass suit on. You ain't even got nothing to wear. She tried to not get him to go by saying, you ain't even got no tuxedo. He like, yes, I do. And she like, which one? The costume you bought from Party City? Basically. He was like, nah, that the other one, whatever. And he pulled it to my in the hamper. Then he gonna ask her to iron it. Bitch, get away from me. At that point, my reflexes would have popped him in the mouth. Go to the computer, go to the library, go somewhere out my face and go look for you a job. Type in indeed.com. And if you don't find you something quick, you will indeed be on the street.com. Get on out of here. As you can see, I don't like Bond. And I don't know if I told y'all this. I also don't like Myron, who is Pastor Jeff's sidekick. I don't know why I don't like that man. I just do not. All right. So the next scene is with Tiffany and Geneva. They pull up at Geneva's house where Naomi is waiting because Geneva is also Naomi's divorce lawyer. And child, it's been messy. It's been tumultuous. Naomi has been trying to sue her ex-husband, Franklin, for every little thing ever since they divorced, which she did win $37 million in the settlement, but she wants more. Naomi is at Geneva's house to talk about her latest lawsuit against Franklin. Geneva and Tiffany don't even got time for Naomi and her BS. They're like, Lord have mercy, what the fuck she doing here when they pull up? Like, God, they already know she about to send them up the ringer. Like, you know. They like, what you doing here, girl? What's wrong with you now? And Naomi begins by telling her she wouldn't have such a young bitch around her man, talking about Geneva's nanny. That's something to remember because later I found out that Franklin left Naomi for a younger white girl. So that was triggering. Everything at this point is triggering to Naomi. Okay. Geneva and Tiffany are saying it looks like Naomi is harassing Franklin because she needs to just let it go. And I just want to say this. She does need to let it go, but that's easier said than done, especially when you're not in the situation. Especially in Naomi's situation, because Franklin is not being mature about the divorce on his end either. He keeps posting things on social media that are triggering to Naomi, saying shit like on back to the same place when my second wife is better than when I was with my first wife. Like just saying, being passive aggressive or directly aggressive, just being an asshole. So for Naomi, it's not about the money, it's about the principle. And I just want to say on the flip side, Naomi, you could stop looking at that shit. So it's kind of like self-imposed torture. Because why the fuck is you watching that man on social media when he's obviously only up there to torture you? Talk to me, girl. She needs a therapist real bad, which Tiffany was trying to get her. Tiffany did try to put her on, but she wasn't trying to get that shit. But back to Naomi, she on a slow slope to hell. She don't fire Geneva because she don't like what Geneva got to say. Geneva, like, girl, okay. Ain't no other lawyer finna even fuck with you because you annoying. And you better be glad I'm your friend because I won't fuck with you neither. Yeah, so Geneva and Tiffany like, girl, leave it alone. You already got 37 million. What else the fuck do you want? Move on. And Naomi like, nah, bitch. I ain't leaving shit alone. You got me fucked up. I'm gonna ruin this nigga life like he ruined mine. And now everybody on the edge of their seat because they don't know if Naomi and Franklin are gonna be at this banquet, which I feel they are. Because you know they can't be in the same place at the same time and everything be copacetic. So they better get ready for hellfire at the church banquet. Because I know it's gonna be the plot twist, and the plot twist is Frank gonna show up probably with that white bitch, and all hell gonna break loose in the church house. Okay, so Naomi pulls off mad as hell talking shit. The next scene is with Geneva and Tiffany inside Geneva's home, with Geneva's daughter Anika. Geneva and Tiffany call Bridget because they want details about the banquet because they want to know if Franklin's gonna be there. They're trying to stop a fire between Franklin and Naomi's crazy ass, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I keep saying Naomi crazy, but I think Franklin just as fucking crazy as her, and he ain't even show up in none of the scenes yet. But I can't wait to see him. Actually, Bridget was the one to tell Tiffany and Geneva that Franklin might be coming because you know she's the one that works side by side with Rasheeda, the pastor's wife, Pastor Jeff's wife, who played by Latoya Luckett. Yeah, Bridget and Rasheeda is kind of close because they work together and they friends. So, you know, she got the inside scoop and she kind of, you know, told Tiff and Geneva that Franklin might be there. So now Tiffany and Geneva are worried about the outcome of the banquet while Rasheeda's in her office trying to dry her tears from the little spat she had with her husband about the way he talked to her. But Tiffany and Geneva was just trying to get the inside scoop on whether or not Franklin was really going to the banquet, but Bridget didn't have the answer because neither did Rasheeda. Tiffany and Geneva didn't get a chance to speak to Rasheeda at that moment, but Tiffany and Bridget did agree to meet at the nail salon, which I know Tiffany's hoping to get the inside scoop of all the tea. One thing I noticed about these girls' friendship is that they use each other to get information about each other. Nobody seems to come out right with what's going on. They have to find out through other sources, which is one of them in their friendship group. So now Tiffany and Geneva end up on the phone with Rasheeda because they want to find out the inside scoop on the banquet and whether or not Naomi and Franklin are going to be in the same space because they all know all hell will break loose if that's the case. Rasheeda tells Tiffany and Geneva that she doesn't know for sure, but she has a strong feeling Franklin is going to be there. And now she has to figure out a way to disinvite Naomi or uninvite Naomi. And they're telling her good luck because that bitch is on 10. And she better hope Naomi is not drunk when she shows up at the event. In which Rasheeda says, girl, this is a church event. Ain't going to be no liquor. And Tiffany and Geneva tell her, girl, we talking about the pregame. You ain't got shit to do with that. She's definitely going to pregame before she gets there because that's all Naomi been doing since her divorce is drinking and doing crazy shit. And they also tell Rasheeda that she has to talk to Naomi because she's the only one that's able to get through to Naomi. But Rasheeda is so exhausted from her own shit. She got to figure that shit out on her own. I'm tired. She got to make the moves on her own. I can't make her do nothing. She a grown ass woman. Now, the next scene, girl, shows Geneva and Tiffany at Geneva's house with her daughter, Anika, who's playing with her dolls. And she's role playing. And the man doll tells the female doll that she's so damn fine. So she says it twice, and Geneva and Tiffany are looking at her like, what girl? She was talking about. And Geneva stops her and tells her that's not appropriate language for a 5-year-old. And then her daughter tells her, well, tell daddy you don't say that to the pretty lady. And Geneva asks her, girl, what pretty lady? And then at that point, Tiffany's like, She tries to interject and tells her, you know, kids have a vivid imagination, trying to control Geneva from going off the deep end, but it's not going to work because Geneva, first of all, is a lawyer. And So, she's also an investigator and she gonna get to the bottom of it. And she asked Anika, what pretty lady? And Anika says, a pretty lady at the school. Then Geneva asks her, what's her name? And when the baby says she don't know, Geneva continues to question her, but she don't get a definite answer. She just finds out the little girl's name is Maddie. Maddie is the daughter of the woman whose Geneva's husband was obviously flirting with. And Tiffany sitting there nervous listening to the whole scenario. And she like, girl, she's trying to cause damage control and tell Geneva not to overreact because she knows Geneva is just as crazy as Naomi, only Geneva is classier with her shit. Child. So the nanny comes and gets Anika. And as Anika leaves the room, Tiffany tells Geneva not to jump to a conclusion. But girl, Geneva already done jumped off the cliff head first, nigga. Tiffany is trying to convince Geneva that William, her husband, would never cheat on her. But Geneva is not completely convinced. And the CIA ain't got shit on a woman's intuition. Medea. Mm-hmm. And like I said before, Geneva is known to have a personality just like Naomi, but Geneva's just a little bit more classier with her shit. Now, the next scene is at Naomi's house where it looks like she hired a sex worker whose name is Hakeem, who's actually played by Michael Baldwin, or that's not his last name, but he played Doc in All the Queen's Men, and he was in something else too, but woo child, he's so fine, Lord Jesus. Anyway, when he comes in, he's acting real fucking strange and suspicious. I wouldn't have let his ass in. He kind of comes in with the same energy from All the Queen's Men, to be honest with you. I feel like he finna rob her because he saw where she lived. He looking around the house, talking about her decorations, talking about you got this all on your own. You ain't got no man. Like, boy, what is up with the 21 questions? Just come in here and drop that. Don't do that. Just come. Like you supposed to drop that. You're supposed to drop that in my bed. You're supposed to be doing some freaky stuff to me, but you asking questions about my money and shit. I don't like that. He was just acting mad suspect. Like, come on. She even told him he was acting suspicious, which is why I don't know why she let his ass in there. I don't know where that relationship is going or that situation, but I think it's going somewhere because he's not just a sex worker. He just like in All the Queen's Men, he's not. He got the same energy from All the Queen's Men. I'm trying to tell you. He know how to hack shit. So she better be careful. And this goofy girl done pull out a gun on him. And it didn't even faze him. Anyway, at first I thought he was going to rob her, but they ended up having some kinky sex, child. Lord have mercy. Meanwhile, Geneva back at her house asking her nanny if she know a Maddie or Maddie's mom. And the nanny tell her she don't know nothing. So the next thing Geneva does is call Miss Washington, who happens to be Anika's teacher, who she done called about a million times, to see if she can get any information on Maddie or her mother. Child. The teacher finally get on the phone and basically tells her that she can't get that lady no information on another parent. But if she want to meet the parent, she can come to the PTA meeting, which she never come to. Which the teacher so joyfully told her, like, girl, you ain't never here. You want to meet the parents, you would have been on the parents. You bring your ass to one of the PTA meetings, but you so goddamn busy, ain't you? I always see William. I don't never see you. And now you calling here concerned. What's going on with you? Miss Washington knows something ain't right with that lady. But Miss Washington is also shady because when in the beginning of this episode, when Geneva and Tiffany went to go pick up Geneva's daughter, Anika, Miss Washington brought Anika to the car and was like, oh, look at you. I don't ever see you. It's nice to see both of the parents sometime. Both of the parents involved. Like, girl, shut the fuck up. I'm a lawyer. You a teacher. We are not in the same pay grade, so you do not understand. Now get the fuck on with that shade, Miss Washington. Now the next scene goes to Naomi and Hakeem where they getting it in. Once they're done, Naomi throws money at Hakeem and tells him to get the fuck out. She immediately grabs her laptop to begin to stalk Franklin's new woman. Hakeem catches on to what she's doing and tell her, you ain't doing it right. And let me tell you something, he know how to do it right because he grabbed her laptop. He hacked into whatever system she was trying to hack into. But the crazy thing is she didn't even say thank you to the nigga. Damn, you can't say thank you, bitch. And he was saying that too, like, damn, you ruthless, you mean, you need to be careful who you talking to, who you treating like that, girl. Because everybody not gonna let you slide like I'm letting you slide. Because I could snap your fucking neck. Meanwhile, this was after she pulled out a gun on the nigga because he wasn't leaving fast enough. Something wrong with Naomi. She is crazy as hell. Cause after she pulled out, well, they both crazy. Cause after she pulled out a gun on Hakeem, that nigga grabbed her hand with the gun still in it, with her finger still on the trigger, and licked that shit from the barrel to the trigger, just to show her you are not scaring me and you are not crazier than me, bitch. Cause if I wanted you dead, you would already be dead. Understand, I'm really about that life. But Naomi crazy as hell because she kind of not really phased. She's already fucked up in her head behind Franklin and the white bitch he parading around on social media. She's so far gone, she don't realize, Molly, you in danger, girl. Molly, you is in danger, bitch. Now the next scene is with Tiffany and Bridget. They're at the nail salon trying to get the tea on the friend group, both of them playing games with each other. Rasheeda and Pastor Jeff comes up, and Bridget tells Tiffany that she thinks something's going on, but Bridget doesn't know exactly what's going on because Rasheeda didn't really tell her nothing. Then Tiffany tells Bridget about what happened at Geneva's house and how Anika said she heard her father calling somebody else pretty. Then they discuss how they know Geneva's gonna get to the bottom of it and how there are no happy marriages and all men are pieces of shit. Now, I know this was pretty long, but this is the last scene and you don't want to miss it. In this last scene, Rasheeda meets up with a church member who called her incessantly because she needed counseling. Bridget told her the girl called about 10 times and she was in the office waiting. So Rasheeda has Bridget send the girl in. The girl comes in and the girl reveals to Rasheeda that she's been sleeping with her husband, Pastor Jeff. Now, Rasheeda's basically calm through this whole confession, but you could tell something is brewing within her because she's too fucking calm. And like I done told y'all, with Rasheeda, still waters seem to run deep. Now, Rasheeda gets all the details about the nights that the girl has been with her husband. After she calculates everything the girl says, she leads her to the pastor's office where the church member is reluctant to go in, but Rasheeda assures her that he's not there, everything is fine. She brings the girl into the pastor's office and tries to get the girl to explain her exactly where she had sex with her husband, how, where, when. The girl is very uncomfortable and says she don't want to do this. She can't do this. And Rasheeda's like, oh, yes, you can. You could do it. Because, bitch, you finna. She ain't say that because, she the pastor wife, but I know that's what she meant when she said it. Oh, yes, you can. Because, bitch, you finna. You just came in here and told me you slept with my husband, the pastor. What the fuck you mean? So basically, Rasheeda ends up telling her, I got cameras all up in here and you ain't in none of them. Get on up out of here trying to extort my husband, who is not perfect yet still a man of God, for some money. You just here for money. And the girl became offended, I guess, is a word I could use. And she brings up that she gonna get a lawyer. And Rasheeda is not moved. She said, go ahead and get you a lawyer, girl. Go ahead. Because we later find out that Rasheeda's been through that numerous times with numerous women. But my question is this, are they all lying? Is Rasheeda covering up for her husband for the sake of what it would look like if anyone were to find out he were unfaithful to her as a pastor? I don't know, but I think we're going to find out. Because Rasheeda, I feel like she may have some things on video. I don't know. Somebody messing with that video or something, but I don't think Pastor Jeff is as innocent as Rasheeda is trying to let on. Well, that's it. Golly, that was something, wasn't it? Thank you for tuning in. If you stayed all the way to the end, I appreciate you. I'm new here, so please subscribe, like, share, all the good things. And I will be back with episode 2 because, girl, I know it's going to be, it's going to be good. Until next time, peace.
Game over.